Hi and welcome. If you want to build real core strength, you picked the right video. We'll be using movement like bear crawls, plank walks, and some balance work, and tying it all together into a strong and flowing practice. It's meant to be challenging, but in a fun way. I'm Julie with Global Oasis Yoga, and let's begin standing at the top of your mat. Let's close the eyes just for a moment so we can arrive mentally on the mat. Begin your Ujjayi breath. With or without the eyes closed, inhale, reach the arms overhead. Grab the right wrist with the left hand, pull the shoulder blade off the back, and find a side bend here, hugging the navel in. Release and side bend, side two. To engage the core a little bit more, pretend as if you could lift the pubic bone up towards the navel, engaging those muscles. Inhale, release from your side bend. Let's find a standing cat and cow. Bring the palms to touch in front of you, round through the spine, tuck the tailbone, lower the chin. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones. Gaze lifts slightly, arch in the spine. One more round. Inhale as you draw the arms open. This time, as your arms come forward, cross the right arm over the left, bend the elbows, reach around, grab the shoulders. Keep the elbows elevated and separate the shoulder blades on the back. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, this time left arm comes on top. Again, elbows stay elevated, triceps are parallel to the ground. Separate the shoulder blades. One more round on each side. Inhale as you open. This time right arm comes on top. Inhale, open the arms. Left arm comes on top. Inhale, open the arms. Walk to the top of your mat. We're going to take a few rounds of walking back and forth on our tiptoes. So rise onto the balls of the feet. Arms can be lifted. Hands can also be on the waist. And let's walk back and forth with our heels elevated. Try and not fall off your mat. Moving slowly. Let's find one more round. The next time you're at the top of the mat, pause for just a moment. And then lower the heels and lower the arms. Let's begin our flow. Feet hip width distance. You can also bring the big toes to touch and separate the heels slightly. Let's inhale, sweep the arms overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, strong core, halfway lift. And exhale, take your vinyasa. Let's hold this first down dog of practice here. Make any movements that feel nice. Really gripping the mat with the full part of your hand that's touching the ground. On your next inhale, come onto the balls of the feet and ripple the body forward, finding high plank. Meet your high plank. And let's walk the hands back to the feet and come to a forward fold at the back of the mat. We'll take a little extra time in this first forward fold. As you're ready, bend into the knees, roll all the way to standing. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, bring the hands to the sacrum, just above the tailbone here. Reach the elbows for one another and find a gentle back bend. Again, we're just starting to get warmed up, so don't be too aggressive. Release the hands, bring the palms behind the head, elbows outstretched, keeping the hips pointed straight to the top of the mat. Rotate through the thoracic spine, the mid-back, and gaze towards the right. Release, come through center, keeping the hips forward, turn to the left. Keep a slight tuck in your tailbone here. Release, come back to center. Release the hands, inhale and exhale. Find your forward fold. Walk it back out into high plank. Separate the feet just a little bit wider than normal. Lift the right hand. Try and keep the hips level. Lower the hand, lift the left hand. Lower it down, lift the right toes. And the left toes. Second round, walk the hands back to the feet. Pause in your forward fold. Roll all the way to standing. Arms come with you as you inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to the sacrum, finding that back bend again. Reach the elbows for one another first. Open the chest. Back bends are more of a chest opener than a back bend, or they're meant to be. If you'd like to drop the head back a little, you can do that as well. Release. Bring the hands behind the head again. Engage the core, slight tuck of the tailbone, twist to the right. Hips pointed forward. Pass through center, twisting to the left. Coming back to center. Inhaling the arms overhead again. Let's walk it out. High plank. Meet your high plank for a moment. Step the feet a little bit wider, keeping the hips in line with the shoulders. Let's try lifting opposite arm, opposite leg. Lowering it down. Second side. Lowering it down. Find your downward dog. Then into the knees. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale as you halfway lift. Find your forward fold. And rise all the way up on the inhale. Exhale, hands by the sides. And again, let's inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Take your vinyasa. Inhale as you lift the right toes. Bend into the knee. We're drawing slow and smooth circles in one direction. 3. Keep the shoulders level to the ground. Change directions. And then bring it into your wild thing. Just for a moment, take it back out of wild thing. Bring it back into wild thing. Lift that right toe. Step it behind you. Press the hips high. Back to your down dog. One more round and we hold. You can hover your wild thing if you'd like. Seeing if you can keep that toe just barely lifted. Find your down dog one more time and take a vinyasa. Inhale as the left toes reach high. Bend the knee, slow and smooth circles. Change directions. Toes come high and we move into that wild thing. Press the hips high for just a breath. Back to your downward facing dog. Let's do it again. Flipping it back over. Last time, we pause and hold. Again, welcome to hover your wild thing if you'd like. Lifting those toes. Come back to the mat, your vinyasa. Few breaths here. Come on to the balls of the feet, bend the knees. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Find your forward fold and roll all the way to standing. Exhale, hands by the sides. Moving on. On the inhale, arms reach up. Exhale. Strong core to half lift. Take your vinyasa. Once you meet your downward facing dog, bring the knees down almost to tabletop, but not quite. So you're in a hovering tabletop. You can static hold here, or we're gonna do a bear crawl up and down our mat. Our goal is to keep our hips in line with our shoulders. So we don't want them too high or too low. One more round here. And the next time you're back at the top of your mat, come back to halfway back on your mat. Hover your tabletop for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently set the knees down. Keep the right knee where it is. Sweep the right toes off the right side of the mat. And then place the right foot on the ground. Lift the knee so it's pointing up to the sky or to the ceiling. Drop the hips back. So most of your body is in a child's pose shape, except for your right leg. Lift the hips, lower the knee, sweep the toes back on the mat. Let's find that same thing on the second side. Lift the hips again, bring the knee back in place. We're making our way down to the belly just for a little while. Don't get too excited, we're not done yet. Into a Shalabhasana pose. So arms can be next to the sides if you'd like, or you can reach the arms forward. We're lifting everything off the mat except for the pelvis. Gazing forward here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Softly lower down. Rest here for a moment. Let's do one more round of that. Arms in position of choice. Let's lift up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're headed for bow pose next. Bend the knees, reach back for the ankles. Resist the ankles with the hands and lift the chest. Glutes are engaged. Breathing here for another 3, 2, and 1. Softly and with control, let everything release. Pause for just a breath. Let's make our way back to standing at the top of the mat. You can come up to plank, make your way to down dog, hop or step, halfway lift, forward fold, and rise all the way to the top. We're going to do just a basic round of Sun Salutation B, Surya Namaskar B. Keeping our blood moving here, let's Bend the knees deep and find your Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Take it back. Once you land in your downward facing dog, your next inhale sweeps the right toes high. Warrior one. Exhale, your vinyasa. Inhale, left toes come up. Step it through, warrior one on the inhale. Exhale for your vinyasa. Back to your downward facing dog. Pausing here. Inhale, lift the right toes high again, and this time step it forward into Chandrasana, high crescent lunge. So you're staying on the ball of the back foot. We're gonna press off the back foot and come to standing with the knee bent or the leg straight in front of us, either way. Leaning the upper body forward, kicking off, left leg lifts and straightens, warrior three. Come to standing, bring the knee with you, straight or bent, one more time in warrior three. Lower the leg, high lunge, your vinyasa. Inhale, left toe sweep high, high crescent lunge. And again, leaning forward, coming to standing. Knee can stay bent or leg can straighten. Warrior three. One more round. Warrior three. Lower the foot, meet your high lunge, and take your vinyasa. From your down dog, lift onto the balls of the feet, rock it forward to your high plank, lower halfway. Chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, pull it through for your up dog. And from up dog, lower down to a forearm plank. Hips in line with the shoulders. Rotate the left forearm 90 degrees, roll into a side plank with the forearm down. Hips are high. Option to lift that top leg. And if you want to get fancy, you could reach back for the top foot. Roll back through center. Pause for a moment. Side plank on the forearm, right side. Again, upper leg can lift. You can reach back for that foot. Keep the hips high wherever you are. Roll back through center. Quick breath here. One more time on the left. And go straight to the right side. Bring everything back down. Walk back up to a high plank and downward dog. From here, inhale, right toes high, step it forward. Anjaneyasana, lower the left knee. Untuck the left toes. Inhale the arms up. Open the arms wide and rotate for a revolve twist. Your right hand is behind you. Come back to center. Hands frame the front foot. You can take it back to a half splits, Hanumanasana. If full splits is in your practice, you can work on that now. Slide it back in. Let's make our way to the second side. Lift the hips, vinyasa. Anjaneyasana, left foot forward. Inhale to lift and revolve, twist. This time the left arm is behind you. Back to center, half splits, or your version of splits. Coming back up. This time, lift the hips, step back to your downward dog, hop the feet outside of the hands at the top of the mat and come into your yogi squat malasana. Option to practice your crow pose here if you'd like to take it. If you're moving in that direction, keep your elbows directly above the wrists, not behind the wrists. Hips come high, knees press into the backs of the arms or into the armpits. You gaze forward and begin to lift. You're hugging your core in. You're reaching the thighs for squeezing the thighs for one another. Holding here in your crow. Hop back to your vinyasa if you'd like. And we're making our way to seated. Come through a down dog if you want. Come all the way down and extend the legs in front of you. We're going to practice walking up and down our mat with our hips. So our legs stay extended. You can also, if you'd like, bend into the knees and walk forward with your knees bent. Otherwise, our legs are straight. We're lifting the leg and we're using our hip and our oblique muscles to walk us back and forth. Trying to use as little momentum as possible so the work comes from those areas. You're also trying to keep the spine upright. The tendency is probably going to be to want to roll back. The next time you find yourself about halfway back on the mat, let's pause here and make our way into Navasana. We'll do a couple rounds of your favorite boat pose. Knees are bent, feet come towards the pelvis, trying to stay as upright on the sit bones as possible. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering it down, take a rest. For the second round, I'm going to find myself in a high boat and low boat combo. So what that looks like is finding kind of a hollow hold, low back pressed into the ground, arms and legs extended, and then bending the knees, drawing them to the chest. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathing here. And then open the knees, Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Soles of the feet are touching. Feel a nice stretch in the inner thighs here. You can walk it forward if you'd like. Finding a forward fold. Walk it back in. Extend the legs. We're coming all the way down to the back now. Once you land on your back, lift the legs overhead, point the toes, and open the legs into a straddle shape. We're going to keep our left leg stationary, and with our right toes, we're going to draw some small circles in the sky. Really small and smooth and controlled. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse that for 5 small circles. And let's go forward again for 5 big circles. 1, 2, smooth and slow. 3, 4, and 5. Reversing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Second side, keep the right lifted. Left leg now for 5 small circles. Reversing the direction. Five bigger circles. Reverse direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Bend the knees, lower the feet, press directly into your bridge pose. Peeling the lower spine off the mat, knees reach forward and track in line with the toes. We're not splaying the knees out. Option to static hold here. If you want to do just a little more walking, you can lift the right foot, extend the right leg, lower, lift the left, and lower. Walking our bridge here. Lower, lift the left, and lower. One more round, lift the right, hips high, and lower, lift the left, and lower. Coming all the way down to the mat, knees stay bent, draw the knees to the chest, grab the heels, resist the heels with the hands, lift the head and the neck, feeling a nice stretch in the shoulders and the low back here. Release the feet, open the arms to a T, supine twist. Drop the knees over to the left, gaze comes to the right. And closing the eyes if you'd like. Engage the core to pass through center and drop the knees over to the right. Make your way into your Shavasana. Extend the legs long, arms next to the sides. I'm going to end the class here in Shavasana, but I hope you take the time to lie here and take a proper Shavasana for as long as you possibly can. As you do, take notice of how you're feeling in the breath and especially in the core area. We did a lot of work there today. If you enjoy this style of practice, let me know in the comments. I'd love to make more of these. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next one. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you soon.